After 7 years, free items are coming back to TF2 in the form of the game Poker Night at the Inventory. It's making its long-awaited return after being pulled from the Steam store due to factors no one cares about. Poker Night is an awesome game because you could outplay the AI in the game and get them to hand you over their free items that you could then later use in Team Fortress 2. Nothing felt better than Heavy reluctantly running out of money and being forced to give up his prized minigun, the Iron Curtain, due to his crippling gambling addiction. And that leads directly into today's topic, Poker Night at the Inventory. A Telltale Games project that placed you, the player, at the poker table with characters pulled from completely different corners of gaming and internet culture. Heavy from TF2, Strong Bad and Tycho from Penny Arcade, and Max from the Sam & Max games. Now, despite the title, the game wasn't remembered for being the most realistic version of Texas Hold'em ever made. In fact, it was a buggy mess, and you could force your opponents to fold just by going all in randomly, even with a terrible hand. This game was pretty funny though, and helped teach a new generation of would-be gamblers into full-blown poker addicts. If TF2's micro stock market economy didn't already expose us to a world of financial ruin, surely a gambling simulator would suit us better. The dialogue was sharp and perfectly in character, Heavy delivering sad anecdotes about his upbringing across from Strong Bad, and Tycho analyzing everything with his sarcastic tone, and Max, of course, creating chaos at random intervals. This felt like a crossover that shouldn't have worked out, but it was incredible because you got glimpses of personality and interactions that simply didn't exist anywhere else. I mean, for TF2 players especially, seeing the Heavy fleshed out beyond Valve shorts and comics made the Heavy a much more interesting character, and really let us get to know our favorite bald mercenary better. For me, over a decade ago, Poker Night at the Inventory started as a goal. I wanted every unlock. The Iron Curtain, the Luger Morph, the Dangeresque 2. I mean, as both a TF2 fan and a Sam & Max fan, it was an easy decision for me to try to 100% this game. But once I unlocked everything, I still kept coming back. Every so often, just to hear those voice lines that maybe I missed on the first few playthroughs. The game had great replay value, not because of some sort of progression system, but because of the interesting conversations had between the characters. And then in 2018, out of nowhere, Telltale collapsed. And with that bankruptcy came licensing complications. Every character at that table required separate agreements, and when a studio folds and rights are all over the place, I can imagine relisting a crossover game becomes not only incredibly difficult, but also of low priority. Now fast forward a little bit after the bankruptcy, and Telltale did eventually return under the name LCG Entertainment, and they resumed their development on projects like The Wolf Among Us 2, Batman stuff, but Poker Night never came back, at least not until now. Now, before I go further, I want to introduce someone who experienced this era right alongside me, my friend and frequent collaborator, Neo. Neo was there during the old days of TF2. He remembers when these unlocks first dropped, when the servers were full of people flexing their new promotional items, and when Poker Night hype was at its peak. Ladies and gentlemen, Neo Blastoise.
When I started playing TF2, I very quickly fell in love with the hats and the cosmetics, the different combinations, and being able to identify with your own unique set. It was always so cool to me, but unfortunately hats cost money. Come to find out, there's actually games that you can play to earn hats in TF2. These hats were way cooler than something like the Gibbous. People love the Dangeresque 2 and the Luger Morph, so newer players having the chance to get a hold of these awesome reskins is a good thing for people just starting to build a backpack. But keep in mind, the game doesn't just give you these items, you have to do certain achievements to get them. When I was a kid, if I wanted to get a hold of these, I had to learn a thing or two about poker. So if you think about it, the promotion actually worked. But by far the best thing to come out of this game is the Iron Curtain. Not only is it a sick reskin, but you get to see the Heavy in more of a cordial setting. He's just hanging out playing cards with fellow cartoon gaming icons. Plus you get a cool Heavy achievement. I'm more than thrilled for these items to come back for new players, but what does it mean for people that already have the items? Will we get duplicates? Will they have special quality? Or are we just stuck with the ones that we already have? When I was a little noob, I used my Iron Curtain and Luger Morph in a Pro Kill Streak kit, because I didn't know any better. I thought they were just stupid free items that no one cared about. But as time went on, my regret grew more and more. I also knew a couple guys that deleted these items in order to get more backpack space. So hopefully there's a new chance for me and other players with similar experiences to get them back. But I'm just happy for people to be able to experience this cool game to begin with. I encourage everyone to get this game and give it a shot, not only because it supports Valve, but because it gives you cool items, and it's a cool experience, and you get to see Heavy in a new way.
Thank you, Neo Blastoise. What's cool about the whole poker night thing is that for a lot of players, Neo included, it wasn't just about the items that you'd get, it was about having to learn a new skill, in this case, poker, just to be able to unlock a new item for your favorite character in a game. I've never seen a game that had this type of a tie-in. It's small things like this that make TF2 feel really special. Now here's what surprised me. Recently, a development team called Skunk Ape, including people who worked on the original Sam & Max and Poker Night projects, have acquired the rights and they're working to bring back Poker Night the Inventory. Right now, it is currently set to release March 6, 2026, and not just as a modern port either. This is going to be a full remaster with real improvements, more detailed environments, sharper visuals, a cleaner UI, dialogue frequency controls, so you can adjust how often the characters talk to you, and apparently the poker itself has been rebuilt. Each character's AI now reflects their personality. They don't just talk like themselves, they play like themselves now too. The poker is more accurate, more strategic, and it's no longer just a novelty vehicle for unlocks. It's a fully realized game layered on top of its strong writing. But for us TF2 players, one question overshadowed everything else. Are the items returning? Yes, after more than a decade, there has been confirmation the items will be making a comeback. Also, good news for Neo and others like him, the new versions will carry a reissued tag, separating them from the originals. They're not identical copies to the originals, and I actually respect that decision. It preserves the legacy for longtime players like myself who got these items when they first came out, while allowing a new generation to experience what made those unlocks special. And that makes me happy they found a good balance here, because this isn't just about the items themselves. It's about a moment in gaming history when TF2 felt connected to something larger, when the unlocks felt like an interesting discovery, when crossovers felt experimental instead of corporate. Poker Night the Inventory captured that moment, and now a whole new generation of players has to learn poker. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and I hope you too can give this game a try and unlock these items previously lost to time.